A suicide knob is a knob that attaches directly to your steering wheel, and the purpose of it is to allow individuals to be able to turn the steering wheel entirely with one arm safely. If you have to turn a normal steering wheel with only one arm, not only is it just very difficult, but it's actually dangerous, because if your hand slips or something, you're screwed and you might kill someone or drive off a cliff or something. Anyway, it's really bad, so don't do that. This is what mine looks like. There are various brands out there, some different shapes and styles, but for the most part, they're all going to look about the same. Like I said, it's just a knob that attaches onto the wheel. There's not much variety in terms of that. So from a distance, this is what it looks like on your wheel. The position can vary a little bit depending on where you choose to have it placed, or if you have it installed by someone else and they just choose a location for you. I personally find it to be most comfortable and most efficient in this 11:30-ish position on the steering wheel. The most important feature of a suicide knob is its ability to spin, and that is what allows the driver to safely drive with one hand. It's pretty easy to use. It does take a little getting used to, that's for sure, but I'd say the learning curve is probably no more than 10-15 minutes just to get comfortable for the feel of it. So the driver is just going to grab the knob however they're comfortable. I really just kind of grab it like this and I wrap my thumb around underneath it, and then you just turn the wheel accordingly. So if I were trying to drive my car normally and I wanted to back out of the parking space I'm in, I would grab the steering wheel like so and turn like this, and then somehow either slide my hand or let go really fast and then grab it again, and continue trying to do that repeatedly and hope to God that I don't hit someone. The benefit of the suicide knob is that I would just grab the knob like this, however I'm comfortable holding it, and just turn however much I need to. And because the knob is designed to spin as you're holding it, that allows you to keep your hand in the same position, meaning that you don't have to awkwardly contort your hand as you're turning the wheel, as well as eliminating the risk of losing hold of the steering wheel altogether. You don't have to do that awkward let go, grab really fast thing, which can be very dangerous and also just really annoying. A question that a lot of people have is, can you install this yourself, or do you have to have it installed by a professional? And the answer to that would be you can install it by yourself. That is what me and my family chose to do. But if at all possible, I do recommend having it done, just because they know what they're doing and it never hurts to be safe. So if you can, I definitely recommend having it done, especially if it's your first suicide knob or it's your first time using a suicide knob, just to be safe. Like I said, once you get a feel for it, once you get a better understanding of the knob itself, you may get to a point where you feel comfortable installing it yourself. One huge misconception that a lot of people have is that suicide knobs are illegal, and they are not illegal in any way, shape, or form. I have no idea how this rumor came to be. I don't know. I have done hours of research online, looking through federal and state laws, and they are not illegal, at least not in Maine, and as far as I can tell, not in any other state as well. Why is it called a suicide knob? I don't know of any deaths that were related to a suicide knob. If there are any, it's certainly not a frequent enough thing to have developed that name solely for that reason. There are a lot of other nicknames for this attachment. That's just the one that I learned, and that's the one that I go by. But there are some other names for them. I can't think of them right now, but if you look online, I'm sure you'll find them. And one more thing I'd like to add about the installation process, sorry I forgot about it until now, is that if you go to physical therapy or occupational therapy, definitely bring it up to, I think occupational therapy is the one that handles this kind of stuff. I don't remember exactly who does it, but they will either do it for you or direct you to the place that does it. I'm sorry. Like I said, we did this ourselves. We just bought the knob directly from Amazon. But if you are doing this properly through therapy, they should definitely be able to attach it for you or direct you to the place that can. And again, this is my only knob that I've ever had, so I'm not quite sure how much the other brands differ from this one. But you can see there's the metal piece that wraps around the steering wheel. In extreme temperature changes like Maine winters to Maine summers, I've actually had to just uninstall and reinstall this piece a few times just because the switch from the heat to the cold or the cold to the heat will make this little rubber piece here expand and contract sometimes, and that will make it so it's not perfectly tight on the wheel. I don't know if other people have experienced that. I know that the weather here in Maine is a bit more diverse than most places. There is one thing that I want to warn you about, and I just loosened my knob a little bit so I could show you what this looks like on camera. And sometimes through just, long amounts of use, or like I said, temperature changes, depending on the knob you have, sometimes it'll just kind of slide up and down. It does take a little bit of effort, but for example, when you're driving, holding the knob, blah, 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 say you have to brake really, really fast, and, you lean forward or get pushed forwards, you can't risk having that come in, especially as you're turning. And most of the time, this can be easily solved, like I said, just by either tightening the screw or just simply taking it off and reapplying it. It's a really easy fix, and all it entails is usually just tightening the screw, sometimes just removing the piece entirely and then replacing it, making sure that this little rubber piece is properly aligned with the rest of the unit. And yeah, only takes a couple minutes, but definitely keep an eye on that because that can happen, like I said, through weather changes or just simply over time. I hope I helped clear up a few questions that you guys might have had. If you have any more, feel free to comment below and ask. And have a great day. And drive safe.